Hello and welcome to another video, and today we are looking at a skin that I've basically spent the whole day making. It's been requested for a long time, but it's for the 2020 mod. It is the Red Bull KTM IO skin on the Calyx. As you can see, I finally actually got round to doing it. I should have done it months ago, so I apologise for that, but I have finally done it today, and I thought we'll just do a little race with it, just to sort of show it off. And obviously, like I said, I spent the whole day doing it, so I haven't had a chance to make any other video, but it has been requested. Apparently I'm on time trial, I need to be on Grand Prix. So we'll do a race Argentina, starting from the back, and see how far up the grid we can get as Jorge Martin. So we're here on the grid then. You can see Tom Luthi is on pole, and then Baldassarre is second. So we'll start the race straight away. We can have a look at Nagashima there. You can see him in the bottom right hand corner. Obviously got the same livery on as us because teammates obviously. But yeah, it's kind of ironic that the two liveries I hadn't done were the team that got pole and the win. Because obviously Joe Roberts getting the pole on the American racing bike, I didn't have a livery. There's no livery for that in the mod. What are the AI doing? What are the AI doing? Okay, that was a very, very odd start to the race. We're already up past half the field, up to 16th place, just because the AI were really behaving strange. Up the inside of Ballet, got the inside of Canet. Della Porta up ahead. Canet all sat up. Oh, we're losing the rear. So we try to slide under Della Porta. The inside of Della Porta, Vierge's in our way now. The rear tyre is very hot and it's quite worn already. Trying to get a bit of a slipstream off Digi Antonio here. Go to the right hand side of Sam Lowe's in front of us as well. Have a look on the brakes up the inside of Lowe's. Garzo ahead of us. Garzo's actually doing pretty well up in 9th place. There, the rear end's come round. And Lowe's has got past us. We're getting back past Lowe's once again. Now we're trying to size up Hector Garzo. Fernandez, the other Mark VDS ahead. Obviously ahead of his old bike as well at the minute. The Pons bike behind him. Then Gardner is up next, and then I think it's Navarro in front of him. Everyone's struggling with the tyres here. Look how worn out this tyre is. The Moto2s do not look after their tyres well at all, especially at Argentina. I actually remember now from my career mode that I lost the race because I just couldn't run the pace after the first couple of laps with the tyre wear. Gardner has just hit Navarro at the back there. Gonna see if we can try and maybe get past Gardner here. Go to the outside. Around the outside is probably not the best way, but I think we might have got him here. There we go, we've got past Remy. Alright, Jorge's up next. Jorge Navarro. Jorge on Jorge. That start was so weird though. I can't get over how all they had just pulled over to the inside and just braked. It was so strange. So Luca Marini and Bastianini up ahead as well, I think, aren't they? I think those are the riders ahead of Navarro. And then the podium spots. I guess that's I think that's the two Intact GP bikes and Baldassarre. Because the performance is based on quite early on in last season, so Baldassarre is still pretty good. Same with Schrotter. Try and get past Navarro here. We've been sat behind him for quite a while. Got 3/10 to Gardner, but we're side by side with Navarro now. Should be able to get him as we brake for what's one of the hardest braking zones on the track, turn 5. Marini's going to get the cut back underneath Bastianini. I'm losing the traction in first gear here. Obviously there's no traction control on these bikes, which is what makes the tyres wear out so much. We are really running out of grip here. Look at that indicator. I mean, the front's dying as well, really, but the rear is shredded. Hopefully hopefully I'm not the only one struggling. Looks like the AI are also struggling a little bit with their tyres. Oh, close up to Luca Marini. Bit of contact with Marini there. He was going a lot slower into there than I was. We've been a bit better on the tyre this lap because we were about halfway gone at this point last lap, and I was thinking, well, we'll have no tyre left by the end of lap 2. So I've tried to look after it a bit more, hence obviously the less overtakes. Whoa, we've got it to the pit lane. We've completely messed that one up. Navarro's right behind Gardner now. We're down to 9th place. I completely got that wrong. The tyres are absolutely gone. Putting tyre wear on was definitely a mistake here for this episode, well, for this race. We're 9th still. We're still ahead of Lowe's, I think. I think Lowe's is behind us. Maybe we could try and attack Fernandez, but the tyre is absolutely gone. There's absolutely no grip left. Even on the front, there's a little grip. And, oh, I've crashed. Yep. There you go, that's how little there was left. I've now crashed. And again. Whoa, we've took out Ben Schneider. Yeah, the soft tyre doesn't even go 3 laps here, so that's an interesting... That is really, really interesting. The soft tyre will not even make it 3 laps at Argentina. That's pretty shocking, really. We're now 3 seconds off the back of Hafi Sire in, and what looked like could have been a pretty good race has really turned into something bad. So we tip it into turn 5 now. Yeah, the rear actually has nothing left at all now. Nowhere at all. The front is basically just as bad. Tiny little bit, tiny slither left on the front. We've got 2 seconds to bench on. Unfortunately, we took him out with one of our crashes. We are closing up on Sire in, I think, but obviously we're not going to be able to catch him for the end. And the tyres are ridiculously warm as well. I mean, even the front tyre, I think maybe I was having to push the front tyre to compensate for the amount that the back tyre was slipping. But we are... Wow. If it was a 2-lap race, we might have been okay, maybe. Obviously, we made the big mistake at the end of lap 2. I did almost pick a medium rear tyre, but I don't think even that would have saved us in this one. Tom Luthi wins. They changed the font for the numbers, I'm sure it was different. Into the last, well, the penultimate turn. I think Ben Schneider might catch us if we're not careful. Through the last corner. Oh! Massive slide again into the gravel. Poor old Jorge, he's not very happy, and I can't blame him. So yeah, pretty bad race for us there. I mean, it was only looking at the skin, so I suppose it's not the main part of the video, so we'll have a look at the replay camera. Nakashima only came 25th, so not a good day there for the IO team, Team IO, Red Bull IO in Moto2. So we'll have a look at, see if we can get a bit side by side with, I think we might have, yeah, we passed Nakashima way before the first corner. I think he's one of those that pulled off for no reason. See if we can get a picture of us side by side, maybe, or both in the same shot. Yeah, he got held up. Actually, I think he was one of the riders that did it, but he definitely got held up in it. So I'll have a look at Nakashima because we've had obviously a bit of a look at Martin. That's Ramirez. So that's the other bike that hasn't got a livery on, which is the American racing bike. So like I said earlier on in the video, it's kind of ironic that the 2 bikes I didn't put liveries on when the mod came out, and still haven't got around to, even though I meant to do it ages ago. Those are the bike that got pole, and then the other one won. So yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Let's go and look at the bike. It looks actually really nice. I mean, the livery obviously is very, very similar to the previous years. It's slightly different, as I obviously noticed go through it. There seems to be a couple of problems actually with the AO map on the... It's probably loading in the speed up one because they all kind of share a folder. It's a little bit messy, but this is how I had to do it to get all the calyxes and the speed ups to work. Because obviously the KTM just disappeared, so I just had to use the textures that were in there. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to have any textures. This Pup World logo, that was, wow, that was just another thing on its own. I managed to find it, but it was so low resolution I couldn't put it on the bike, so I just had to literally type it. I just typed the text instead. The little logo was okay, it's actually on there, but yeah, the text was not good. So we'll have a look then at Martin. Well, it swapped straight to Martin. I swapped away from him. Here we go. Obviously, we came basically last. But I think that is pretty much it for this video. Wow, yeah, there does seem like there's some things that need to be sorted out with the actual livery itself. But other than that, it's actually quite good. Well, actually, the livery's fine. I think there's a couple of things need to be sorted with the bike that I probably hadn't just noticed because they were just black. The speed ups work okay, I think, but I need to have a look at which dirt masks and things like that they use because it seems to be slightly broken. But I hope you have enjoyed this one. I know it was only a short little video. Like I said, I spent the whole day doing this, so I didn't actually have time to make any other videos. So I thought I'd just show off what I'd done because I know obviously people have been waiting for this livery for a long, long time, and I do apologise for that. Just I had been really busy, and then I just was thinking earlier, actually, because somebody actually put on the thread that would this skin be in the next update, and I was like, actually, I could do that. I'll have a look maybe at making the American racing skin if we can. Obviously, I know there's not long till MotoGP 20 comes out, so it's not much point, but, better late than never, I suppose. But like I said, I hope you did enjoy that video. I hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next one.